ILEG, Infusion Light Energy Game. Taco's sitting there watching cartoons. I have to use a fire stick in a few minutes, so he's going to be bummed out a little bit on that one. And I am happy because, as I said before, we got some really good news, and it's time for us to move in a different direction. Oh, man, I am so glad. I'm so happy. Because I needed exposure for our new technology. Any of the technology needed this kind of exposure, but like I said, all things come in its good time, so we just had to wait and be patient. And of course, there's a reason why, because we didn't have the ability to absorb sunlight at that particular time, so this wouldn't have been the right time for it. This is now the right time for it. All doors opened up for our company. We were able to get in with a good advertising firm, which is going to allow our company to be promoted and advertised on that level. So I think why I'm there, I'm basically mostly going to promote our advertising technology. So we do need to get our foot in the door somewhere, and then later on we'll trickle into home theater with them. This is for our outside campaign, because online we already do home theaters and just about everything else. But out there, they don't really know me at all, period. They only know me I'm only known online. I'm not known offline. And that's what we're trying to build. We're trying to build an offline base. Offline base is really hard to do. Because online you have all the advertising tools you need. Offline, technically you don't. You have to get people to believe in your product in order to do this. Someone's going to take the time to put the time in, put the money in to advertise for you. That's what you have to do. And we're blessed to get a grant for it that allows the company this company to advertise for us. But like I told you, before they even take the steps to do any of this, number one, you got to have a business license. You got to have that first. So your business has to be registered, has to be licensed for the state you're in. That's with anything, any loan, whatever requires that. And once all that's accomplished, they got to come see it. There's no way in the world no one's going to sign you to nothing unless they can actually see it for themselves. And it has to be something where it's considered to be a game changer for them. Something that's really going to show, something that's going to have good progress, long-term abilities, stuff like that. That's what the kind of stuff they're looking for. So what we have over here is something they never saw before. So again, they can't really explain what we have, but they say, yeah, it's invisible technology, and then he's all over the park. That's why I was all over Allentown. I was in known locations with this technology, showing off demonstrations of the screen absorbing light on these low lumen projectors. And this is what put our technology where it needs to be at. Those are the demonstrations that to get you there. Got to get up and you got to put that time in, that work in. And that's what I did. I put the time in and work in. I can show, look, I was over here, I was there. They're all well-known areas they know firing up the screen. That they can't even get a white screen on the money they spent for these high-power projectors they even run. So that right there is also too a plus for us on that end. So yeah, that hard work pays off. That hard work, not cutting corners and all that stuff. As I explained before, people get mad at me and go, oh, we guess it's just you. You have to do this. This is part of the field. You can't come on YouTube and splash some paints together and sit in a dark environment with high-powered machine and go, oh, it works. No, it doesn't. It works in your environment. It doesn't work in anybody else's environment, because your environment basically crutched the screen, so to speak. You put it on crutches. So what's going to happen when somebody does walk into your environment? How are you going to explain this thing to them if you don't know it yourself, because you didn't do any testing? But that's not my problem, nor do I care. Reason why I got rid of the other videos? I don't care. I'm done. I'm paid. That's it. That's the end of that for me. I'm going to basically go out here, get my review done, show them the technology we have, what we do, what our business is all about, and that's it. That's pretty much it. I give my advertisement for how I want to advertise it, and our technology is designed more for business that we can basically put back into Allentown. We can literally build Allentown up with our technology. Because our technology is not stuck to a wall in a dark environment. It goes where it wants to go. That's the whole purpose of people when you do demonstrations and this stuff is pretty much typecast. When you put you in the same role over and over and over again, you're just stuck to a wall. We can remove ourselves off the wall and go outside and play. You can't do that. And that means we can go outside and run around out there in the same amount of lighting that damages your screen inside, that gives us anywhere we can go. We can advertise, design, technology, do whatever we want. Gaming, movies, advertising, whatever we want. Because our screen does more than your screen. There you go. As I showed you before, we did the up close and personal on the gray screen. Gray screens don't read anywhere. They don't. They don't have the capability. They can't read black. How are you going to get a screen to operate that doesn't read black? Say if I had a company for infinity ceilings, how are we working that one out? How are you going to convince me if I paint this up to a ceiling, it's going to read a 100% black level? You can't do it. It doesn't even read on projector mapping. We got projector mapping technology over here. It doesn't read on it. We can't get it to work. And this isn't text. We're saying that it doesn't. When we actually have done these tests, we have it on log. So you can only do so much with it. Tabletop displays, no. Gaming, no. Movie sports, no. It doesn't work on any of that stuff. Because if it did, you could have your lights on. That's the key feature. If it did, if any gray screen worked, you could have your lights on. I don't see demonstrations with lights on. And like I said, in that category, I don't care. You know why? Because we got the big boy contractors coming our way. Big boy contracts coming our way with an S. Because number one, we have a product that we tested over and over and over again and made sure it worked. That's why I have all those. You know, it's funny. I'll sit here and talk about testing, and then we'll make a new product and we'll do a ton of testing, and still no one does testing. Like, you don't see me come over here and make all these different products, and we do testing. It doesn't ring a bell to anybody that anyone else should be doing testing. It's just us. Well, that's the reason why you'll be way over there. And any screens that did make it past the threshold, we can take you out. You can't pass our technology. There's no way you can get around it. Black Diamond, Elite Screens, DMP. Oh, your screens can't touch this stuff. No way in the world. I could literally take a contract from you. Your screens cost at that concept, I think it is, that 8,000 lumen projector it requires. I got a black technology that reads at 300 outside. And you require 8,000 inside? Oh, we walked through that thing. So, yeah, we have no competition. That's the first thing I ask is, what's your competition? We don't have any competition. Let's be real here. What competition do we have? Who's matching our stuff? Exactly the same way we're doing it. Who? There's nobody doing it. You got one guy screaming in the apartment talking some little bit of sunlight piercing the screen. I'm outside doing these demonstrations at 300 lumens. Right now, any form of ambient light, ALR screen, is obsolete next to us. You're in an ambient light rejection environment, controlled environment, and we're outside. The same curtains that you're using, the block window light, we play out there. So the question is, we've even proven the gain that we developed is more powerful. We just watch this screen do a push through. 24,000 in the ceiling, 6,000 in the screen, not in the back of the screen, pushing light up to the side of the screen, literally inside the screen. Same thing with the black technology over there. It can read easily with a halo system attached to it, inside the screen, not outside. I don't like those demonstrations outside, but I don't care. That's not my problem anymore. We have a different direction, which means now I got to figure out, I'm like, man, I can go strictly into advertising technology because we have it. It's right there. Advertising technology is worth a lot of money. But most likely we'll have to do both because then we have sports, but then that screen at the end of the day can do front projection. So it has the ability to actually replace a black screen we have over there easily. But the paints come important because, again, it's customization. People can paint their screens the way they want to, so that's why that black paint is still existing right now. Because, up to me, it'd be gone by now. Because that stuff right there is far more advanced. But then again, we got a black version of it coming out, so I don't know how long the paint's going to last. I got a feeling it's going to be going all physical pretty soon. The black screens are just, that particular black technology is just far more advanced. That one operates outside behind it. ILEG can operate behind it at roughly, I say, 6 to 7 outside. It'll activate. at probably much, if we're going higher than 300 lumens, maybe we're going 1,000, it could probably pick up at 5. Because remember, we're outside at 300 lumens, which means if we strike that screen with 4,000, at any day they react and hit with 4,000 lumens, 3,000, that's overkill for that stuff. But that black technology, one we got behind us, the one that changes, alters the screen's color, that's a different entity of black. It's way better than what we have over here. That technology they can replace that easily. Screens on the go were supposed to be the portable screens that I had in the stand to pull out. But that surface right there, we call the flex, can't go anywhere it wants to go. The other screen has limitations. It can only go because it can't transfer light back and forth through it. That's why it can only go so many different places. So pretty much we obsoleted it because we don't need it, because that surface right there can do the job easily. So we got a screen coming out that is flexible but has a memory surface. You take out of a tube, you connect the feet to the bottom of it, and that's it. So you project up and watch it any time of the day. It's much more advanced than the screen we have over there. We don't need it. So that technology obsoleted that. We have a gaming version of it right over there. So the gaming version obsoleted the paint that we were supposed to be making. So now it's not going to be paint anymore. It's going to be an actual screen. Kind of see where we're heading at here? Yeah, and the black technology, that black screen we have behind us, the one, the coating, it's far more advanced than the black we have over here. It's brighter. It's a better technology. So chances are it's going to obsolete. It means at the end of the day that we may run into a situation we may not make. I don't even know about that, tell you the truth. I say we make paint. Do we need to make paint? No. But then customization is required, because some people may want to paint over a motorized projection screen. And you can't stick this stuff on a motorized projection screen unless we start making our own black motorized projection screens. Then yeah. I mean, we'll be doing the coating ourselves for that particular project. But then you have to understand that, you can have somebody can have 10 motorized projection screens. That means they would have to replace every single motorized projection screen that's replaced with our motorized projection screen, which would cost them money, which would be much cheaper if they could paint over them. So the paint is needed. So that's pretty much it. So, if the naysayers come and scream and yell, oh, we did the video, we don't need them. Because you know why? I'm going someplace you can't go. I'm going to the next chapter. I'm going to the big boy level. I have a marketing team that's going to invest in my company's technology, that's going to advertise our technology where it needs to be at. So I'm going to be at expos, shows, trade shows, all that stuff. Why would I care about your petty little comments at the end of the day? The lawyers take care of that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let these lawyers come in. We have to bring in some private investigators, a few private investigators to track your whereabouts, and maybe a few bounty hunters. We'll let that department handle the situation. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to concentrate what I got to do with my people and what I got to do, and their job is to find, track you down, serve you for court, and get you ready. That's what their job is, and that's what I pay them to do. Like companies actually do. CEOs don't get involved in that nonsense. They don't. CEOs work on what they got to work on and do what they have to do, and they have a legal team that takes care of that problem. And that's what I'm going to do. Develop our own legal team so they can handle those problems. Should be rarely you will see me in court. We have a representative for the company that comes in and basically takes care of that part. And that's what we're going to do it from now on, because I'm not getting involved in it anymore. So that's why I got rid of videos. I'm not sending paint to your front door. I don't care about that. I don't care. I'm going to take you to court. That's what we're going to do. And you can explain yourself in front of a judge. So we'll go from there. Oh, it's still going to be $1 million and up, because that's what we're hitting for on everybody. Because we know you can't pay it, that's why. We know just think I had somebody come back and say, well, you'll never get the money. What do we care? We're paid already. We don't want your money at the end of the day. You need your money, not us. You need it more than me. So with that being said, that lawsuit's going to hurt you pretty bad. But it'll teach you, in the long run, don't say things that are not true about products that you can't back up in court. If anyone can take you to court for anything, that'd be to back it up. Some dumb even sent me some nonsense saying that, Oh, no courtroom will take it. You don't move rocks much, do you? When I say don't move rocks, I mean you're under a rock. You don't move it much, do you? You can go to court for just about anything you could possibly think of. A woman took McDonald's to court over a pickle. So the pickle was scalding hot, came out of a hamburger, and burnt her bottom lip. Some lawyer took that case. A lawyer will take any case if you pay them. You can go to court for the most craziest things you could possibly think of. So I think I would not have a problem if I have substantial evidence enough to carry through for court, especially on the things that you guys have been doing. I think that's an open and shut case for us. If I can get a process server to come knock on your door, it means I have enough evidence to prosecute. And if you don't believe me about that one, if somebody goes, whoop, on that one, yeah, go talk to a lawyer. There's plenty of lawyers out there. Contact them. They have free consultation and all that. Go out there and educate yourself. See what we can do to you. I bet you every single one will say the same thing. Did you do anything that he just claimed you did? What are you going to say? You went on and did it, right? All right, then he's going to tell you, he's going to sue you. That's it. Such as copyrights, lawsuit. Say things about him are not true, lawsuit. Say things about his products that are not true, lawsuit. Dox his address, lawsuit. Stalked him, lawsuit. There you go. And mind you, any crime, I want you to listen to this real carefully. Any crime you committed online is considered cyber. Cyber crimes carry 20-year prison sentences on the door. So anything we file in federal court, or they file in federal court, that has anything to do with any form of online crime, which all of it was online crime, carries a maximum of 20 years in prison. It doesn't take much to get to 20 years. I watched a court case. I was curious. I watched a court case on someone who was basically sending emails out to somebody over and over again. They got 20 years for 6 emails. 6 of them got them 20 years. They take cyber crimes very seriously. So some of you got over 100 emails in our account that were pinged back to your box, your router. We pinged it back to the router. So we can show the courts that the number when you called us, basically anything that came through email was pinged back to your box. So you use Google for the fake numbers. That's online. It's an IP address attached to that thing. Even if a paper trail a mile long, we use those sort of, oh my goodness. It's unbelievable. But yeah, you're going to get 20 years per offense. It's called willfully. So willfully stands for, right? Willfully is when you show that you committed a crime over and over again, knowing what you were doing. That's why it's called willfully, which means they carry per sentence. So you're not going to get like 20 years for like one event. You're going to get 20 years per count. You got to know your law at the end of the day before you go out and do dumb stuff. So you can face a 46-year prison term. You get pretty bad. And then there's enough of you doing it showing you all can receive the same thing by association. It's another form that could pop up in the middle of a lawsuit that basically are criminal charges that by association. It's a very serious charge. The conspiracy charges are really heavy. So because you guys know each other, you're linked to each other, you're tied with the other one, you can basically receive charges on association and it can carry an additional 5 to 10 years on top of your previous served sentences. I know my stuff, trust me. So, but that's not my problem. They'll explain that to you when they reach out to you. So if you're figuring out how to get my address, private investigator. That's what they're designed to do. I'm getting 6 of them. They're designed to figure out where you live at, where you go to work at, the whole 9 yards, everything. Even if they come down to your property with a telescopic lens and take pictures in front of your house, they'll do it. The minute we have any proof that you violated the company, we have proof enough to take you to court, they come out. Now, they can't pop up to your property if there's no proof, no, because then that'd be considered to be cyber stalking. Sue us. No, we have to show we have enough evidence to be able to take you to court to file a lawsuit. And once that evidence is proven, then they come out and find you. Insurance claims do it all the time. But people sit there and go, well, they don't. Yeah, insurance claims do it all the time. They have their own private investigator. You get hurt on a job, they're thinking there's probably a good chance you're faking it. So they'll have somebody come out to your house and watch you. They'll watch you get out of your car. They'll watch you go to your doctor's appointment. They'll watch you coming out your. They'll watch you. They'll watch you constantly. They'll be telescopic lenses. They'll watch you. They want to catch you lifting or picking something up. So you go, oh look, yeah, how's his back hurting? He just picked something up and just watch him. Yeah. I'll tell you how deep these guys go. There's a friend of mine who got hurt. Like her back really got hurt. But she messed it up. She was going to get paid to the nose. And it was their fault who triggered the accident because something was faulty on the truck when it happened. But anyway, she messed up her back. Now, all she had to do was just stay home. That's it. Stay home. And they live out in the sticks, by the way. But they were out in the sticks. Insurance companies out in the sticks. They're out there watching them. See if they can find out any picture. Telescopic lens, watching them. This is, she picks up anything, all they watch her, watch her. Eventually, she got bored and she got tired. And she decided to go to the club. Guess who was in the club? They were. They were in the club watching her. They followed her right to the club and they watched, and they were in there. Got a couple of pictures of her dancing. She lost her phone. Her finger. Yeah, that's their job. They get paid. You get that bonus if they catch you. So, same kind of people who do that kind of work, or the same kind of people are the investigators. Figure out where you're at. Come in and get a couple pictures of you, this, that, and the other. That's it. Bring it back to us and let us know, hey, look, this is where they live at, such and so. You found their account, you found this, we found that. You got proof that this is the exact person, this is his address. So you know that when they serve, they're not serving somebody else's address, but you don't want that kind of money jacked up. You get paperwork, you're being sued for that kind of money. It'll freak you out. Yeah. But other than that, that's the department's going to take care of all that for us. If it's basically to a point where we're receiving threats, then basically what they're going to do is going to come down to local law enforcement in your area and basically file a warrant for your arrest. To get you pulled out of your house and get you put into a pen until basically they can get ready to arrange some charges on you. So like I said, we got something set up for you. It's a shame companies have to go through that, but a lot of companies, those are different companies on what they got to go through on dealing with individuals that don't know how to carry themselves correctly. You'd be surprised the kind of stuff they have to go through and people just don't learn. Counterfeiting, copyright infringement, trademark violation, a whole lot of stuff. Every year, someone's going to jail for something that's stupid. So if you're willing to throw your life away and lose everything you have, well, so be it. But meanwhile, I got stuff to do. I got a new technology I'm coming out with pretty soon for our advertising technology. I'm going to the next level. I do not care about your little petty squabbles about, oh, it's real. I couldn't care less if you say it's real or not. I don't care. You know why? Because I have a bunch of people out here that are going to be staring at my technology. If it's not real, I wouldn't have gotten this far to begin with. As I said before, investors could not care less about your little petty. It doesn't work. They don't care about that. Investors going to come down and see with his own eyes. If I'm investing money into something, I'm not going on YouTube. I'm going to go straight to the source. I'm going to go down and see what this thing looks like. And if it is what it is, I'm going to throw money at it because I'm going to make money off of it. So that's the end of that. Ow. Whew. Now I got to figure out what kind of building I want because I want a good sized building. I saw a couple buildings I want. I want a good sized building. And no, we will not be showing off a building. This is offline. Some offline business I'll be doing. It'll be different from my online business. Oh man, I gotta go to luncheons and dinners and all that stuff and meet people. I don't know. I guess I'll do the luncheons or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to a fancy restaurant. That's just not me. I don't know. As a matter of fact, when I went to go sign my contract, I went to Subway. That's what I chose. They were choosing some fancy restaurant. I don't go to a fancy restaurant. I won't even eat the food. Let's go to Subway. Subway got a sandwich. So I signed my first contract there. My first global contract was on Subway. This one, Chick-fil-A. I like Chick-fil-A. That's where I'm going. Yeah. Those are for other contracts. Like most of the time, we're writing contracts. That's somebody coming overseas or something, doing something like that. But most likely, I go to their establishment and I go show the screen off. But if it's something like, hey, we'll all meet up somewhere, yeah, that's where Chick-fil-A will probably come in. But most likely, I come down to their establishment. That's the screen we take with us, the establishment. But I got a better frame. The welder's going to build me a better frame for it. I was just to get an idea of what we're going to be doing and what we can work with outside. I need something small enough, something large enough at the same time. So the welder's going to build me something different. So I got to bring in a bunch of people. I got 20 people going to be in my workforce. You got the IT guys that are coming in because they're responsible to developing some crazy AI advertisement technology. I mean, some crazy stuff. I got to call one of them today and let them know what I'm planning, what I'm going to be doing. I got a few people who work into, where's my chart today? I got a few people who work in graphic designs. I need them. I'm hiring them. And I got 3 printers, 3 people who do industrial 3D printing. I'm bringing them on board, and some other people I got to bring on for that. Some other people I got to bring on. The welder would definitely bring it on because the welder is the guy who's going to be building all our scaffolds, everything we design for our projectors to lock in place, all that stuff. He's going to build all that stuff. The simulators we want to build. I want a driving simulator. I want a mech simulator. I want a lot of cool stuff. Because when we develop the screen for this stuff, we just need somebody to build the rest of the stuff for us. So we are going to be doing some interviews to get some other people, and I need people who work with wood too. Definitely got some ideas for some really cool tables with screen displays. So we need to bring some people in. Jobs pay good money. We're going to pay them very well. Very well. I believe in basically, you don't have to be high up on a ladder to get paid vacations and full benefits and all that. So they'll get the same thing a CEO would probably get. They'll get paid very well because it's their time they're putting in. Time is worth a lot of money to me. Some people don't want to pay you for your time. Your time is worth a lot of money. People don't understand how valuable time is. You got to pay for that time. So they should have their own parking spaces and all that stuff. They should have all that, everything. You treat your employees right, they'll treat you right. You treat your employees bad, they'll treat you bad. So I want a nice workplace. I definitely want free daycare. I'm definitely doing free daycare for your kids. Because it's hard enough when you're a parent. You got to rush to get off from work, then run down and get your child. When you say you get stuck in traffic, they charge you for that. I watch my friends go through that mess. I learned from other experience of watching other people. I ask questions like, well, wait a minute, they charge you extra? They charge them an hour extra if they're late. So put the daycare right there in the workspace. Drop the kids off, Everybody in the workspace, basically, of course, is going to be around the kids, are going to be monitored. You have access to security cameras throughout the entire unit, which means you can monitor your kids while you work. You can go ahead and visit them anytime you want. So it's up to them. I'm going to have some real nice stuff for people at the end of the day. My employees will not call me boss. I hate that word. People will call me by my name. Bird, Mr. Bird, whatever, I don't care. Kenny, whatever, don't care. Dress code, freaking I ain't getting no dress code. I don't even do dress code myself. I'm in my office. I dress like this every day. T-shirts, ripped cargos, New Balances. That's it. I ain't want a dress code. You want to dress in a suit? Knock yourself out. You know what dress in a suit? Whatever. I don't care. Relaxed workplace. That's what it should be. I can't wait to get my own place, my own set of workers. This is gonna be awesome. And look at Taco over there watching cartoons. You watching cartoons? Over there. Oh, what the heck is this? The whole freaking. I love when they tell you that they give you medication. They said the medication doesn't have any side effects. And everything has an entire spreadsheet scroll that pops up. Like, they do it slowly. Like, are you kidding me? If I have to read through all that, I don't want that stuff to begin with. That's a lot of side effects. So sometimes the side effects are worse than the problem you already have. And death. Wait, did you just read death on there? You should say death, possible death. No, okay. That's too high of a risk. So I think the first thing we're going to be working on is them, because we're going to be dealing with businesses, more businesses out there, less customers out there, more customers online. They're also going to do our online campaigning for us too. So there's commercials that pop up. We're going to be in those commercials popping up showing our technology, because I want online marketing and I want offline marketing. So yeah, you'll see commercials popping up. Hopefully if I get a chance to get billboards done. I want billboards of our technology in every state. I'm definitely getting that. I'm going to get a billboard in every state of our technology. Digital billboard. That's what I want, the digital ones. So AdTech's got a new face coming. This one right there is going to be the clear. Well, actually, we got one that's clearer than that. So we have to figure out. We got the fluorescence coming out. We got a black one coming out. The gamer one has a different shade than the rest of them. The gamers are coming out. We got a bunch coming out. So we got a category, which is which, what they do, and they all have to be tested in sunlight. That's the only way they get their steel. They have to be tested in sunlight. Telling you people, I am so happy. I'm so happy. I am so happy. I got exactly what I wanted. All I needed was to get a few people to see the technology. I got more than that, but I need like an advertising team to come on and see this stuff, so people, I can show them what we're building over here. And like I said, for all those people that accuse me of being a scammer, yeah, I don't think a scammer would basically push this hard to get their technology so everybody can see it. Try to get it as much exposure as possible. I don't think so. So now we can see what that market's down to. Jealousy. Yeah, jealousy. You were jealous of Mr. Bird's work. Hey, at the end of the day, my buddy sat there and said, well, if you're such a big scammer, why did they copy everything you do? Why did they try to make your paints for free? If my stuff is so bad and so awful, Fernando, as you said, my paints were so bad that they were so dark you couldn't see the screen, why would you try to make a product that would make other screens look darker? That's what you did in your videos. And you claim yourself making our product with no tests. You didn't do any of the tests that we do. Nothing. And mind you, we gave you permission to make this stuff, remember? And you failed. By the way, you're going to court for that. But anyway, yeah. Look at that. They copy our specification sheets. Why would you be copying my specification sheet if everything I said is a lie? Why are you copying my labels? Why do you copy what our technology does? He literally named all his stuff AdTech. We showed you what AdTech really does. How in the world would you even have AdTech? AdTech's not even a front-only projection. It's front and rear. So how would you even have that? And we did take your product outside and put it in direct sunlight. Didn't work. Of course it didn't work. It didn't even work in here. So if I'm such all these things that you claim me to be, which again you're going on trial for, because you're going to trial for all this mess, why are you constantly copying my work? You even copying my company's name. You want to be me. That's what it comes down to. But, again, you don't have the knowledge and technology to do so. That's why you had to surrender your business. And I don't know what you call moving on to bigger and better things. I don't know what that is, but I know that's not bigger and that's not better. So, whatever that is whatever that is. And we're going to the next plateau. Another guy came out here claiming to make some range gain nonsense. How far did that one even go? You couldn't back that stuff up if you wanted to. No way to worry about it. It's virtually impossible. That stuff doesn't even exist. I never heard of a 0.8 in a 0.85 gain. That's not even possible. So yeah, make it up. But you only hurt yourself in the process. And I guess they felt together that they came with this collaborated idea. This would damage my company's name. No, our technology comes from God. How would that even work? I say that multiple times. Every time I say it on camera, we jump. I sat there in the middle of the floor and sat there and said that if I was all these things, did I not say that? Did I not say that? If we were all these things, may the Lord out us. And our technology reads now through sunlight. Can't get any more higher gain than that one, than the sun itself. All right then. And all these doors started opening up for us. We got now a marketing firm that's going to come in and take our technology to its next level. How much money we're going to make off a marketing firm? You have any idea? We just need a few people to see this. There's not thousands of people going to be seeing this thing. So if my technology didn't work, there's no way in the world I could walk all over Allentown with a camera and record this. And mind you, other people are seeing it besides you. So how would we use camera tricks? That's also too going to cost you in court a lot of money. If anyone said that one, that's a bit of a pricey one. But anyway, how would that work? So either I got special powers, or I'm able to manipulate the minds of people that are walking around me that are seeing the screen the same way you're seeing it on camera, or it works. So since I don't have special powers, if I did have special powers, why would I be doing this? If I was godlike, I wouldn't need these at the end of the day. I could literally come and destroy my enemies without consequences because I'm a god. That means you'd be in a lot of danger. You'd be extremely in a lot of danger if I had that type of power. Because then I wouldn't have no one to answer to. I wouldn't be afraid of God himself because I'd be God myself. I'd be a god. which is not impossible because there's only one God. So if I had that type of ability, that type of power to do that, your lives would be in extreme danger because I would be coming for you. Who can stop me? I manipulate minds at the end of the day. I can get you to walk off a bridge. I have that type of power. So we don't have the type of power, do we? We're not X-Men powers, do we? We're just a human being at the end of the day. That's all we are. And there is one God, and only one God, right? All right then. So if that's the case, and I'm outside doing these demonstrations and other people are seeing it, that means it's real. And that means you cost me $12. You're going to cost, well, actually, you're going to, roughly, for that little statement, is over $10 million. Because, again, you made a very nasty statement. And that statement right there had people believing that we were using tricks on our cameras to get our screens to work. That's going to cost you a lot of money. And because it's considered to be fraud and major fraud against my company, try to damage my company's name and reputation, this is going to get you 30 years. We're going to push for the 30 on that one. Definitely. Big mistake, right? Very big mistake. Okay, glad we had that talk, cleared it up. If you're panicking right now while you're having a cup of coffee and you feel like you're about to, you can't breathe, that's definitely going to, that's the right type of feeling to have once you reach your cook one. So good luck cooking that one. Anyway, I want to be outside with this. I'm definitely going to be outside with this today. Let me get my whatchamacallit first because he's not watching. He's sitting there, a little mopey mope. Oh, you little mopey. Oh, you mopey. Look at you, mopey. Down there being mopey. He's mopey. He's thinking today. He's mopey. That's mopey. He's just thinking. What you thinking about, Taco? Over there being mopey. All right, spot you're about to get is huge. His running area is huge. I was looking at 16,000 square feet, but then I saw another one at 24,000 square feet. He'd have his own section for him to run around in. So what I'm thinking about doing is window to window. The welder at the end of the day can put a cage from one window to the next. That means he could run from one window to the next in the cage unit, come back out the other end. And it detaches and all that stuff. So we have to clear that with zoning. We have to clear it with the building unit. But I don't think we should have a problem. It disconnects and reconnects and whatever. So it'll give him a chance to run around outside without actually being outside. Right, Mr. Mopey Man? He about to fall asleep. That's what it is. He's sleepy. Oh, little Mopey Man. Hopefully we can get him a dog. You want a dog? He wants a dog so badly. We'll get you a dog. You need a dog. You want a dog? I want a dog. Okay. What charge? What charge? 74%? I'll take it. I'll keep that. I'll take that. I'm so happy. It's going to change for us in a very big way. All the hard work we put in to get your son, our life is going to change in a very big way. So I said, doesn't pay to cut corners. Don't you cheat yourself when you do that type of stuff. That's all you do is you cheat yourself. That's all you do. The place I've been renting, the home front, I'm buying it from the owner. I'm actually going to buy that blue book. I'm going to give him more money than what it's worth. I'm going to buy it, remodel it, and I'm going to have it for my family members. Any one of my family members needs a place to stay, it's always there for them. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Gimme. You understand, Mr. Glare? Cameras only pick those up. Screen doesn't read it from here. Which you'll see that in the advertisement of the technology, that cameras can't read it correctly because the screen literally gives off that much light. It's one of the things we're going to be bragging about on it. All right, we'll advertise about it. We got Fire Stick on here. We got Fire Stick on here. Oh, man. Yeah, that 250-inch screen, man. Yeah, amazing that would have been if we had got that thing when our park somewhere pulled up. Well, we had in the backyard, but at least I got the experience on how to do it. So, you know, that's good. I got a chance to build one, see what it's like, what I got to do to put one together. And that's what we're actually going to do in Allentown. We're going to put up 4 of those 250-inch screens. We're going to donate them to Allentown. That means when my company comes up, it shows my company's name, information, all that stuff, and then it shows the movie. Those screens will advertise for our company. Every single storefront window that has our technology embedded to it has to show our logo in it. Every single one. And our company's information. So all those windows will be advertising our technology. So fun. YouTube. Bean. That's the thing. Bean. That's bean. Nope. Not today. I don't want to hear it. I'll take that. So how I see a huge change in our technology, we don't require big projectors anymore. We don't need them. We want a QME projector at 300 lumens. We don't require big projectors anymore. I'm still shocked that we're outside with these things because you know how much power 300 lumens is compared to outside? Even if you're in the shade, that would kill this projector easily, and we can get it to read. So I guess the Lord doesn't like to be called a scammer and a ripoff, does he? Because again, we sat there and made the announcement in the middle of the floor, and God heard me crystal clear. Everyone heard me say it. That was his result. That's his answer right there. So that means at the end of the day, you call God a ripoff and a scammer. That's what you call him. But that's his blessing right there. That's his technology. That's why it says powered by God's technology. That's what that stands for. Yep. But that's between you and God. That's not my problem. Where is he at? Over there? Yeah, over there. Probably right there. Most likely we don't have him on us. Oh, we don't have him on us. We should have him on us. Oh, the extenders are in the whatchamacallit. That's what they're at. All extenders are there. That's great. And the beautiful thing about having the lights on here now, when we had this outside, this is going to draw a lot of attention. A lot of attention. So I'm happy about that. It's going to be a lot of attention to it. So I've had some stores come over when we had out in the park, ask some questions. The park, we're over in that little area, walk area, the art walk, and asked what it was. And we explained to them it's a new form of advertising and front projection TV technology we're working on. So if they're interested, when I get it all done, they want me to come by and show a demonstration to them. Where can I get this from? Inside we have about 6K of white LED lights. So if a storefront wanted to put lights around the screen, it wouldn't affect it. That's one of the questions we were asked also. If they have any lights like outside or inside, will they affect the screen? But no, that won't affect it. Anyway, what to do? Best way to test the screen at 24,000. Man, I'll tell you, this office was a blessing. Because all the other offices don't have this kind of lighting in it. It's the only one that has the lighting for this office. This place was a blessing. 24,000. Every time we get a chance to test our technology in a different area, I'm always looking for areas with high amounts of light. Because high amounts of light means we can develop better technology. We put our stuff in a darker environment, this is going to cripple my technology. It's going to hurt it. That's why I had people saying to me, oh, it uses excessive lighting. You're supposed to use excessive lighting. How would you test your ambient light rejection technology in the dark? How does that even work? The more lighting you have in your environment, the better chances you have of building a better light rejection technology. That doesn't work if you're in the dark. That's why I said that cutting corner nonsense, trying to make it look good on camera so you can get orders in. You do know the customer's going to do this kind of stuff to your screen. Our customers take our stuff outside. They literally paint it up and they take it outside and do videos all of it. So that stuff had better work. Inside, there's no dark environments. I went to next to a window one time. I went to the entire wall. They don't play around in there. And you're on site? Oh, and on site, yeah. It's all gloves are off when you're on site. Because they ask some of the crazy questions. Guys, can you put this in the window? Now, you advertise your technology can absorb that much light, and it's supposed to be that good. Then guess what? You're going in a window. Because we went into a window. Going into a school. I did a school already downstairs in the caring place. I got a school down there for kids. It's like a daycare center. They want to know if they can use this thing with the lights on, because that's what you advertise. You can use it with the lights on. You turn all the lights on, the screen pops on. So again, the excuses are ambient light controlled environment, because the screen can't read in proper lighting. Calibrating, because the colors are definitely going to fade. Advising them to buy projectors with very inky contrast and make up for the contrast the screen can't read. You cost them more money. I guarantee you, that's your cheat sheet. We call them cheat sheets. So if I come to your channel, say I come to buy from you, and I tell you, look, I'm not buying a new projector, I'm not darkening my environment, I refuse to calibrate. I take out all the things that you need to tell me to get your product to work. How are you going to be able to sell me that product? Then you're telling me at the end of the day this is going to cost me more money. I got to invest money in your product and I got to spend more money while I'm doing it. That doesn't sound like a very happy deal to me. The whole object is to spend less and to get more. That's why we turn the lights out when they come in over, because I want them to think my product works just like everybody else's. That's what we do. And then the minute I ask them, like, hey, can you turn those lights on for me? Screen pops on. I like the talking and the doubting. I've been to a couple places where I had to go do something right in front of a bunch of people, and they'll sit there and they'll doubt it. I like that. These are my stronger believers, when people doubt it. And the reason why? Because that's what I thought about Black Diamond when I first saw it. I couldn't believe a screen that dark could breathe like that. And I couldn't believe it. And I was still baffled by it. Like, how is that even possible that they were able to do this? Because remember, that's the darkest screen I've ever seen. Everything was light gray paints. That's the darkest thing I've ever seen in my life. So how was he able to do this? I was skeptical about it. I didn't think it was even possible. But it was. It definitely was. Like I said, not a big fan of how they treated us, but if I had to choose, if I didn't make this technology and had to choose what projection screen, because people ask me all the time, what projection screen would you have chose if you didn't make this your own technology? It'd have been Black Diamond, hands down. They make a good product, a very good product. I tested a lot of their stuff. They make really good products. And no, I'm not saying that because I don't want to work with them ever. Not in a million years, I won't work with them ever. But I do respect good technology when I see it, and this technology is very good. It caused a turning point for our technology. So that's why I said at the end of the day, when you people are bent on these gray prehistoric paints, you refuse to accept the future. You're like a store owner that refuses to upgrade his store. He's still stuck in the 50s. I mean, sometimes that can be classy in some ways, but another way it could hurt the business. If you're still practicing the same business motto of what you did in the 50s, it may work that back then, but it may not work today. You got to put a new spin on this. And that's the problem with your paints. Your paints are stuck in the past. You're still trying to pass them off as something that works in the future, and they don't. I don't care what projector you get. They just don't work. Don't touch that, you buddy boy. They just don't work. You got to step into the future in order to get that stuff to work. So that's what we had to do, because I was bent on believing 100% that the gray screen was the dominant screen. That's what I believed until I saw that Black Diamond, and that changed everything for us. Darker screens were more advanced screens. That's why we get leaning into a more darker technology, because it worked better with everything. But you guys are fighting this endless, hopeless battle that you really think that gray paints are going to survive, that gray screens. No, they're not. They don't even work well with ambient light rejection technology. But you see the dinosaurs, right? How many Tyrannosaurus Rex you see roaming around? They're none, is right? They're sitting up in a museum. Their bones are dried out in a museum. That's what's literally going to be your product. You're going to go obsolete pretty soon. This technology will take your stuff out. Any of the stuff we develop around here takes your stuff out. You know why? Because it's the final cog in the machine. You ever notice the entire time when the projection industry that if our technology wasn't even in the picture, what you would be dealing with? You'll be dealing with white screens and gray paints. Prehistoric products. And anything higher up, which would be the certifieds, are way out of your league if you don't have that type of money. If you don't have $5,000, $3,000, $7,000 laying around. That's for 100 inches. We're not talking about 120 inches, 150 inches. We're talking about a very expensive screen. 180 inch I saw on a DMP Supernova is around $17,000. Anybody got 17 grand laying around just to blow on a projection screen that's not going to give you an infinity contrast level, and you're probably going to spend even more for the projector, which is probably going to cost you $2,500, $2,600. That sound like something you want to spend at the end of the day? Well, that's where you're going to be hitting that. And that screen will not be going outside, and they do not work with ultra short throws. I tested those screens, Infinity and Blade. So this is going to be a very costly and expensive investment that you're going to be spending money on. That's the only way you had to go. It was certified only is the only way until we came in, and that's why we tested all our technology versus certified, which gray screen you should have done. If you want to compete with a certified screen, you should have tested all your stuff against certified. But you couldn't because the certified was far more advanced than your gray paints. Far more advanced. You see what the DMP Super, not DMP, Parallax does with a great paint. It doesn't come close to that thing. So, deep pockets or deal with budget. That's pretty much. So we come in and we change everything around. We now challenge certified companies, which we went against Black Diamond. Black Diamond contacted us. We had a little talk back with them. Things didn't work out, blah, blah, blah. So even Black Diamond even recognized the path that we were on, but you didn't see it. Stuart Seymour AV, also to another company we talked to. Very nice gentleman over there, very polite. A couple of big companies we've had contacts with that were watching us work on our technology. So now we come up with a black technology, far better than gunmetal, because we can back it up on every level you can possibly think of. And it costs our customers $247 for a 120-inch screen that would literally cost you 15 to 20 grand on one of those. And we do these demonstrations inside and outside, and all different types of projectors and everything you could possibly think of. We even start building screens for you to show you how to build them, put them together, what type of projectors to buy and what not to buy. We did all that information up at the end of the day. And you guys put your faith in a cheap grade paint. That now, in the section that we're about to be in, we have this massive option staring us in the face saying, where do you want to go with it? And that's what the Lord's asking me. Where do you want to go with this? What is your final decision on this? We pull from home theater to go into developing this technology right here for companies that develop and engineer and sell their products for better. We're good. We'll make a lot of money here, a lot of money in this field. But if we leave from there, that means you are stuck now back to square one. And to say, well, someone can come in and make the product. Yeah, in order to reach our plateau and what we did when we were here online, that means they would have to complete every single demonstration we have done under our technology, and you know exactly how far we put the bar up. Matter of fact, you got a chance to get a taste to see what that's like if someone can do it. Danny, the Series C. You see that fiasco? You see that mess that turned out? There you go. That's what you're facing. Untested paints. Something you're going to paint on your screen, going to wreck your wall, wreck your screen. It's not properly tested. Got no guarantees on it whatsoever. Now I'll have to decide in the next 3 days on direction on where we're going to go. I have 3 days to make that decision. I could do both. I could. But I'm not a both kind of person. I know myself at the end of the day. I'm the type of person that absorbs all its energy into one thing. That's usually what I do. Tell you the truth, honestly, I like doing the advertising technology. I like it. It's a different change of pace. I've been doing home theater for the longest time. It's a different change of pace. It's something different. Look at that. I love this. But then again, we still have to do somewhere in home theater because you know why? We got sports bars out there, but then again, this stuff could replace that easily. That's why I said it could replace it easily. It can replace anything we got in here easily. The only reason why we still have to make paints is because, again, if you got an office building, you've already paid the money, $200 or $300, whatever, per screen. And if we make our own screens, that means you're going to have to scrap all those screens, which is going to cost you money. And we buy all our screens and put them and have them installed in. That's going to cost money for the installer. It's going to cost money for the screen. It's going to cost money for the shipping. That's going to get expensive. But we have a paint. That means you can repaint over your previous screen and convert it to our technology, which will make it much easier. I don't want to think about any of that right now. All I want to do right now is go out in the field, have some fun with the technology. That's what I want to do. That's for later time for me to worry about that. But I know I got 3 days to decide. 3 days. That's it. So our Lord gave me 3 days. I have to make my decision. You know, the other people who made these claims and said we're all these things, how come they're not where I'm at right now? Because again, I told you, they didn't do it by the book. Not at all. Not one bit. We told you. We warned you over and over again. We did. So I have to make the decision. Now, For naysayers saying, well, good riddance, I don't care. I'm going to be rich. Good riddance or what? How's that hurting me at the end of the day? And how's that a problem for me? I'm moving on, getting big contracts in a day. Why would I be bothered by your opinion? I'll be sitting up there with an easy 50K in my banking account in one day. 60, 70, 80, 100K. I'll be to do things I normally couldn't do. So why would I care about your opinion? What you would have to worry about right now is my team coming on board and tracking your whereabouts and taking everything from you. That's what you would have to worry about. You're about to lose your livelihood pretty soon. That's what you would have to worry about. Facing me in court. Backing up claims that you made about my company that you can't back up. That's what you would have to worry about. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to go live my life. I take all my people to Disney World, which I want to do. I'm good. I'm going to pray and see if the Lord can get me to the end of this month to come with the decision we need. Because whatever we do, we have to put all into it. We have to put all into it. If it's going to be for business, it's going to be for business. If it's going to be, we got to figure this out. I got to figure this out. And what I'm going to do. Figure it out. That means if we go into that field, that means that the sugar plum fairy, all that stuff goes with it. We don't engineer the technology for customers, so it's for companies, gaming companies. So we engineer it for it. All that stuff like to a gaming company. We engineer it for them. Okay. Two sets of people. Bringing two sets, one for that section, one for that section. I know roughly about 20 people. 10 on that side, 10 on that side. I could do it that way. And I can't devote that time into that. Both of them. I can't do both. Yeah. Oh, what's a minute right now? I just want to get out and test my stuff. Do more testing. What a progress of man's building. I got a new technology engineer for churches. I got a new technology we're doing for yes, this has the crazy window advertising technology we're working on. Well, yeah, we got a technology for churches. No more high-powered projectors needed. No more calibrating. None of that stuff. No more. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Those white screens, I'll never have to touch one of those things ever again. I don't know how a person does that. How do you sell a white screen and a high-power projector to a church? You know it's not going to work. Why would you even think that's even going to work? How much light churches have? I don't know, a lot of light in there. And you're going to try to get a white screen with an additional 7,000 lumens attached to it? You're going to wipe the screen out. What you saw in the promo. That's what happened in the promo. That's what happened to them. I told them they had a white screen in there with a 7,000 lumen projector. They wiped the screen, took the screen out. I guess we have mind control in there too, right? Yeah, okay, sure. Hey, it is what it is, people. It's jealousy. That's what it comes down to. We're used to it. We go through it all the time. Only difference is out there, we don't have anything out there that are coming against it. A white screen, that's you see what the stuff does. It's a black technology to a white screen. It doesn't even exist next to that technology. We don't have anything out there. Online is where you're going to have your biggest battles. Those are the ones you have to be to conquer. Those are the ones you have to be to take down. You have to really beat those. Out there, whoo, free run. Nothing. No competition out there. Especially outdoor. Our technology outdoor looks insane. Especially at nighttime. So, yeah, that's all we got. We can decide pretty much to skip this field and do outside entertainment only. Because we do outside screens. We've got tons of screens we've done outside. And this stuff beats out. It does direct sunlight hits. So, you know, we can just do that field instead. So there's just multiple fields we can go into. So I haven't really decided. Or we just do all of them. I mean, if I do all of them, I have to bring in I have to bring in more people. I have to definitely bring in more people. That's definitely going to be yes, bring in more people. I don't want a business that big. I want a simple, small mom and pops. That's what I want. I don't want any big. I don't want a big corporation and all that stuff. I really don't want all that. I want to keep it small and simple. I want to be able to look out and see all my employees. I don't want to be saying, oh, we got employees here and here. I don't want all that. Then again, this stuff, the front projection is beautiful in the home. It's gorgeous. And I do want to do those screens with with the frame. We have one with silver, one with copper, and another one with 24 karat. For people saying that's going to be very expensive. Not really. It's going to be expensive. That's what I want to do. If I do it the way I should do it, I got to pray on it. What he tells me to do. But what I want to do is I want to basically make better products than everyone else and charge less for it. That's what I want to do. But it's a lot of work. It's a ton of work. I'm going to be doing 2 different sections. I got to do testing for the outdoor screens, and I got to do testing for the indoor screens, or indoor and outdoor. They do both at the end of the day. The advertising technology and customer screens. I got to bring more people in there because I can't be the only one doing it. I got to bring a lot of people on board to help me with that. You got to build facilities for that. These rooms aren't going to be enough for what we're building in the future. This is not going to be enough. We need rooms that are really well lit room, like 50,000 lumens setups. We need stuff like that. I need a greenhouse setup to put my screens in, the advertising. We have to build entire environments for this technology. We don't do that ambient light control nonsense. Let's go a little farther back. That's way too close to the screen. That's freaking me out. So this is off the table. I actually had the table we built to push the screen back even farther. Because people put the projector right up on top of it and go, look, it works. No, you're too close to the screen. Gotta be farther back. That's why them ultra-short demonstrations, oh man, they irk me the most. That's one demonstration that irks me the absolute most, is an ultra-short demonstration. You are literally kissing the freaking screen. Why is your environment so freaking dark? You're 3,000 lumens at less than a foot from a screen. How much power 3,000 is on a projector? and you're less than a foot from your screen, and you mean to tell me you can't operate in this? That's like me taking a 5,000 lumen projector and sticking it right up against the wall at a foot and then turning the lights out. Does that make sense to you? It doesn't make any sense. So how in the world is the ultra short throw projector going to replace the TV if it can't survive in the same environment that a TV can thrive in? My monitor right there can thrive in here. So if your screen can't thrive in the same place my monitor can be in, then it doesn't make it a TV set-top box or replacing the TV. How would that work? Now, is it the projector's fault? Heck no, it's not the projector's fault. Projector runs perfectly fine. It's the screen. They can't be gray. This is the part I've been trying to tell people for the longest time. If you're using ultra short throw and you want to replace a TV, your screen can't be gray. Now, if you want to sit there and argue with me about that one, there's no point arguing with you because you can't see that. There's no point in me wasting my time. Time is short and I ain't got time to waste on somebody who can't see that. How are you going to read the contrast levels on the screen? Contrast. How are you going to see this? Darth Vader comes up on your screen. What color is Darth Vader's armor? Is it gray or black? It's black. All right then. If I'm watching on that monitor over there, if I'm watching and Darth Vader comes up on the screen, what color is he on the monitor? He's black. Any TV you choose, he comes up black. So how is it you're going to replace this and the screen's gray? They start making these ultra short. That's why you have a special screen, because the darker screens can't read correctly on ultra short those, and the ultra short those screens have a little bit of kind of a tinnish kind of to them, but they're not really that dark. And they expect the projector to have this massive contrast capability to read black levels. Well, here's the thing, Skippy. At the end of the day, a person who's been reading black technology for years can see it. I can see your gray levels. I don't see black on your screen. I see gray. This is why it irritates me when I go to movie theaters. I can't go to movie theaters like everybody because I see all the imperfections that you don't see because I'm used to staring at a black screen all day. So when I go to movie theaters, I see gray. The screen is white. I see gray. The screen's silver. I see gray. I see gray. I don't actually see black, and that irritates the daylights out of me. Even the color balance is off. I can see that too. So with that being said, I have to go to a 4D theater. You know why? Because there's stuff going on in there that keeps my mind occupied that I'm not really paying attention to the screen because it irks the daylights out of me. I have a person who basically been eating filet mignon. He's been eating expensive meat, expensive hamburgers, and lobster, whatever you want to name it at the end of the day. His tongue is refined to eat food at a perfect tasting balance. Do you understand that? Basically, when he eats something, it's perfect. To us, it's just a hamburger. But to him, he can't eat that stuff. He considers that stuff to be trash. And how can you eat this stuff? It's nasty. But we're used to eating it. But he's not. He's used to a much finer and more delicacy of food than we are. So that's why he considers what we eat junk. So for me, at the end of the day, because I stare at black screens all day long, when I look at a white screen, I see all the imperfections that you can't see. And I've had people who've had black technology, had a black technology, and still has a black technology, will go in and go, yes, wreck me from a movie theater. Because I see it now. It's like the 80s paintings. They had little dots all over them. They had little things hidden inside. You can stare at that all day long. Some people never saw it. They just stare and stare and stare, and they can't see it. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can walk past it every single time. You will see the same flying saucer and a bear right in the background every single time. Can't miss it. So you can't sit there and say at the end of the day, with an ultra short throw projector, if your screen's gray, that you're seeing black. How would that be possible? Because you think you're seeing black. I do it on camera all the time. I'll show a gray screen next to a white screen. You think you're seeing black. I'll slide our technology in. That screen automatically turns gray. I'll take a certified screen, a gunmetal screen. I'll show it next to a white screen. You think you're seeing black. I slide my screen in front of it. Now it turns gray. You're not seeing what you think you're seeing. You can't read black. You have to be on a black screen to read 100% black. In order to see color, you have to be on a 100% black screen. What did OLED said? The guy from the OLED, he said, in the black you see true color. That's actually really true. Now, for people thinking, well, I just paint something black. No, 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 it doesn't work that way. Black technology is a whole different type of paint. You're talking about a very, very temperamental surface. Light can affect it, lumens on the counts can affect it, different caliber projectors can affect it, anything. White levels come out too low, then that means your colors come up dark, they come up dirty. That's why people use the darker screens require more high power projectors, more high lumen projectors to pour a higher white light. That's why we use lower lumen projectors in more high powered environments in order to show that our technology can read white light. You have to understand the physics of white light. So a whole lot. You just can't make it overnight, which you saw in someone's demonstration. Danny's a perfect example of a person who came out thinking he knew black technology and failed miserably by doing it. 100% face plant. Painted the screen, came up great multiple times. You couldn't even get the screen turned black. That's even worse. We didn't understand it at all. Jack me up. Is that his plant-based I can use? Is it plant-based? Do you understand invisible contrast? We do. It's sitting right there in front of you. That's invisible contrast. I go to form test on. You ever heard of invisible contrast? That's not possible. Right there. It's right there. It's got a light system sitting in front of it. Projector's only 300 lumens. So right now, the lighting we have in here is more powerful than the projector that's producing the image. It's always the other way around. That's why people get 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 lumen projectors, because they get a projector with a lamp source that's brighter than what's in the environment, hoping that the screen will pick up and see. We're the other way around. Our projectors are 300 lumens when we have 24,000 in the ceiling and 6,000 to the screen. That shows you how powerful the game is. One of the things that people picked up, we did them on the forum sites, they said, oh, whoa, whoa, what's your projector using in there? And I showed them, that's it? That's your projector? Because anybody knows that any time that you're in an environment where it has a lot of lighting, you have to have a projector that pretty much is much higher than the lighting you have in the environment. That's the only chance you have of your projector being able to travel at a distance from A to B and still pick up an image crystal clear. That's why if you saw the demonstration outside, you would have realized that 50 lumens, this thing was picking up an image, a burning fireplace, a blazing fireplace throughout the other side, and the entire projector and screen was engulfed in sunlight, which means there was next to nothing going through that screen. It means that technology has the ability to be able to fuse sunlight and use it as a light source to push an image right through it, which you saw in the demonstration. Naysayers didn't pick that up, because you never pick anything up like that. Your mind's a function at level. You can't see the beauty of invention. You can't see it because you're too busy denying it. That's why you never see it. Yep. That's why it's called sun fusion. That's where it's got its name. So that's the same surface I had outside in the park, in the middle of the park, with the Apple logo popping up on everything. Same projector and everything. So right now I can go walk out in the park with that surface and pop up. So if it can generate outside with no protection in here, it's a cakewalk for it. I think I'm bringing a marketing team for this. We got that 2 branches. We definitely have 2 branches. Because I would like to see this in someone's home. I would love to see this in someone's home. You know what that does at the end of the day? To have one of these in your home? That eliminates it altogether. No more expensive projectors. Average Joe, if he wants a projector, can go on eBay and pick up a 720p unit, and that's it. That projector cost me $40. Now, if you want to go out and spend money for 4K and go high into it, that's up to you. But at least you're not forced into it. Imagine a person doesn't have the money to spend for 4K. Doesn't have 3,000, 4,000. $1,800 laying around. He doesn't have that laying around. Maybe his budget's only $500. Maybe his budget's only $200. Does that mean his picture quality is going to suffer because he can't afford a bigger, more expensive projector? No, not with this technology, it doesn't. Not even with the technology we have over there, the screen paints. They don't require all that. You see these things look like in a conference room? They look insane. That's the whole purpose of it. Is he going to have to darken his environment to get the screen to work? No. Is he going to calibrate? No. Don't worry about none of that stuff. Is it ultra short compatible? Yeah, it's ultra short compatible. And this stuff actually works on the knockoffs. And people bought those valuable projectors that were very upset that they couldn't return them. The policy clause. They're stuck with it. You just spend $3,700, a little more than that for a projector. You don't want to go and buy another projector. And if you do sell that one, you're going to sell it for far less. You're not really going to get your money back. So you might as well be able to use it some way, somehow. This will end that problem right there. I wouldn't advise you buying those projectors, but that would definitely end that problem for you. No, other people are making products. Are they fixing the solution, or are they adding on to it? Adding on to it. Great paints, dark environments, expensive projectors. Everything you buy is to fix their screen, not add more money to your problems. High expensive screens, it costs way too much money. You can't even read 100% contrast on that. You see you drag that screen outside and set up and see what happens. It's not going to work too well. You have limitations. This technology right here has no limits. It goes anywhere it wants to go. Any time of the day makes no difference. This is a flagship of our technology. The SFEG is our flagship. It does whatever it wants to go, it goes anywhere it wants to go. It does not require high-end projectors. I said before multiple times, for calibrating, it doesn't require any of that at all. The average customer can pick this up, go down to eBay and get a projector under $200 and it'll look absolutely magnificent. That's the way screens are supposed to be made.
Ponytail.
So, this technology becomes the big thing. Then what? What happens to people on film sites that say you have to be in dark environments, or you have to calibrate? What happens to them? They go obsolete. Because you can't sit it anymore. You got a screen that doesn't require all that. What about saying that the screens are super expensive? This one won't be. So that eliminates that. That means the certified screens that are gray, that can't pick up a black level, this technology can read it, and it costs less than theirs. So guess what that does with their products? What about the TV industry? River technology can operate just like a TV at 300 lumens, inside or out. That whole invisible technology that LG has, you got it right there. And that can read contrast. It doesn't need two separate screens. It also can come in bigger sizes. It does actual aspect ratio, which means you have a 235.1, 16:9, 16:10 at choice. That will cost you a lot of money on a TV. And you can take it outside if you want. You're not doing it with an OLED. So that technology right there is designed to obsolete everything. Look at that. See that black square in the middle of the screen? That screen is transparent. That's crazy, isn't it? I told you that the ad tech does things that normal screens can never do. It's a whole different type of technology. So when I meet with the marketing team, I have to come up with a price, everything we need for all this, what we want to charge for it. I want to make it affordable that everybody can have one of their homes. So I guess I am. I'm staying here I'm hearing myself speak it. So I guess I am going to be doing both. Well, work is work. But anyway, yeah. It'll be affordable enough for everyone to have one of their home. Mom and pops, if you want to upgrade your storefront windows, It's the future technology, you can afford it easily. The future costs too much money. How can people afford the future? You have to make it so everybody can afford it, so they can have a future. And thank you to those customers out there who sent me messages that said, do not give up. I appreciate it. If people are willing to fight this hard to take me down, then it must be worth doing. Definitely worth doing. So we're going to be working on the process of bringing it to 100%, because right now it's only 15% completed. You have to hit that warp speed. Yep, warp speed. I wonder if there's a possibility of getting spaceship sickness. You get cars sitting and the car stops and goes and stops and goes and you're going to throw up. What happens when you warp from one section to the next? It just stops. I wonder if you get sick off of that. Yeah, see, that's the kind of crazy stuff that pops up in my head when I watch stuff like this. Excuse me, out of curiosity like this, that people get sick off of that. One of the things I'm going to work on, I want to do next, involving projector mapping, I'm going to build a Stargate and put one together. It's a 2-projector setup. It's interesting and complicated, but it involves projector mapping applications. But we want to build a Stargate. I want to, when you see through it, you can see objects on the other side, like another world on the other side. Now they got the Da Vinci Center. I want to put in a huge screen in there to bring dinosaurs to life. As long as we don't stick that evolution nonsense on, then we're not doing it. Gotta put a stand somewhere, people. God developed the technology. Why in the world would I ever have my technology in an environment that believes in evolution and doesn't believe in God? And yet my technology is going to be in there? No. And that's going to basically state that, I'm basically going to put that statement, this is God's technology. If you're the type of person who doesn't want to do business with us, because we basically, on all our products, we have powered by God technologies on everything we have. If you don't want that, then don't buy the product. Because that's God's name, it belongs on there. It'll be stamped on everything, everything. It'll have that powered by God's technology. Every time I see it, we got to build a simulator. I was trying to tell them, we got to build a simulator. I want an outside simulator so badly, it's no idea. Now, amazing that would be to have an outside simulator. Because it'd be so more realistic. You know, you got the wind in your face and you're driving. Oh, man. I think the best steering wheel I ever had was a Mad Cat. That was the best steering wheel ever. Nice and tight on the turns. The pedals were just right, especially when you were doing drifting. Hit the speed, hit the brake, hit the speed, hit the brake, and tap it a little bit. When you turn in the corner, oh man, that was a good steering wheel. I'd have a burnout paradise. Some of them, the stimulus just jerk too much and your car just bam into a wall. But you got to calibrate them. But yeah, I like the Mad Cats better. I'm going to do 4 of these. I want a mech one. I'm a big fan of mechs. So I definitely want a mech one. I want a flight simulator. A flight simulator can be used for basically space, dog fights, or basically for any form of dog fights on Earth. You know what I mean? I prefer choppers. Chopper dog fights. I'm not into the jets and stuff. Oh, I always miss my target every single time. I'm moving too fast. But anyway, yeah. I'm definitely going to be doing some. I'm going to do some flight simulators. But I want simulators that involve 2 or 3 people. Now that would be fun because all you got to work together to make sure the plane flies. So if you have an Apache, you're going to have one in the front, one in the back. I want to set up like that. I want some really crazy simulators because the simulators we got now are boring. They just wrap around screens. I want something that's a screen at the top, that's yours. Screen at the bottom, that's theirs. Oh man, crazy stuff. That one sees in the back. Or if you have a plane like an old World War II plane and it has the gunner, the area where the gunner pod's at, you have his screen there, we can see from his section. Oh man, that'd be crazy. And y'all can switch back and forth. That'd be insane. Why don't we have anything like that? I want a real submarine simulator. I haven't played a submarine simulator in so long. That'd be another one would be pretty good. You would definitely have to have a submersible screen for that. You have to. Tron, okay? When the Smurfs first came out, you know, that's a long time ago the Smurfs first came out. I don't know why. This part right here, I find it funny. Because just imagine if bikes in the future were made this way, and you had a slow internet speed, and it just basically right around the time when you jump, like the bike glitched. That'd be hilarious to watch. But imagine in the future we had that kind of technology. You just jump up and take off. Look at the wide tires on that thing, man. You can see it, no brightness, the screen doesn't dim or have any issues, where bottom line is where it becomes unwatchable, even with all that light compressed inside of it, it doesn't affect it at all, period. So you can literally have this screen in your home and have a halo system around it, just to trick it out. It won't affect it. I want to do someone with some colorful lights. I'm going to build me another one of these, and this is going to be the gamer technology that's going to be applied to it. And we're going to put the extreme lights around it so that get a little cool look to it. I can't wait to get to the DJ screens. We're going to be designing some really crazy screens. So if you're a DJ out there and you're looking for the ultimate display screen, oh, we're going to do something crazy for you. Definitely crazy for you. That's a new one. The action part. Hey, wait, what's the red? I mean, basically, I've seen the orange is the blue. That must be a new enemy.
I shot for a lot of the same thing.
I haven't even seen the first Tron. The first one that came out in the 80s. I gotta catch up. I definitely do. I gotta catch up. I haven't seen the first one yet.
More dependability awards for trucks than any other brand. And Chevrolet.
Like, frankly, I don't think I've seen any of the Trons, to tell you the truth. Honestly, I got some catching up to do. You would think a person who designed movie theaters would actually watch movies, right? Yep. Think so. It's coming up nice and bright. The whiter on the screen picks up nicer on it. I am very happy with this technology. All right, people. I think we went over time here. I was really enjoying myself on this technology. I got to do some promos real quick because I got to show it off on their sites because I haven't had a chance to show it off over there yet. One day at a time. We're getting it done. One day at a time. At least we got our paperwork. Then just know that we are going to be pretty soon. They're going to be reviewing our technology. I can't wait. I'm so excited about this. We have so much technology that I've been introduced to Allentown. I can't wait for this. And other states, so we get a chance to reach those other places too. So much stuff we can develop for your state. So, yep, we're going to get there one day at a time. All right, got to go. Of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology because if it weren't for Him, none of this would ever be possible. Thank you, Jesus, for that. And thank you, Lord, for allowing us to get through the craziness of those who tried to destroy my business. Thank you for that, for having my back. All right, you people, got to go, and God bless.